Hello, all. It is Doug. Captain Beardo is my Strava handle. Today, we are going to talk about training schedules-ish, and how not to beat yourself up real bad. My rule of thumb is to give yourself about 6 months for a half, which is all I've ever done, so I can't really give you any advice for the bigger event, but in the beginning, you're going to want to take it easy, as chances are that you've taken some time off, or if you're just beginning. Do not go into this thinking that you have to do full distance training anytime soon. Your body will hate you for it. You will crash and burn. You will cramp. You will probably have potentially catastrophic injuries. Your muscles, your tendons, joints, all that needs time to get stronger, build up your endurance. I like to take about 6 months. For my first half Ironman, I was given a schedule, and I did not follow it very well. Not on purpose, but I just went out there and did what my body said that it was possible to do. I'd already been riding for a very long time, and so I knew that I could do, on the very small days, I could do 20-mile rides no problem. And I just started there, 20 miles here, 25 there, 30 miles next, back to 20, back to 15, and work. And your body will recover and appreciate the break if you don't do full distance hardcore riding every single time you go out. That's not to say that when you go out riding that you don't use that time to push yourself during that ride. I'm not saying the whole time. When I ride, I use my knowledge of the course, of course, but I know where I'm riding, and I know where I can push myself. I tend to really go hard on the hills. It's just the kind of rider I am. It really beats me up bad, but that's where I like to push myself. And of course, I like going fast. So anytime I'm going downhill, I am cranking as hard as I can, as fast as I can go, for as long as I can. Is it the right way to go for everyone? No. But it works for me, and hopefully it will work for somebody else. But I'll use a couple minutes at a time, and I will ride very, very hard, and then I take a break, a long break, 15 miles or something, and maybe I'll only push myself once during that ride. Who knows? But running, in that regard, if I'm going to be doing a 3-mile run, I will use about every 10 minutes or so. I will pick up the pace for about a minute, give or take, just to try to push myself. You're not going to be sprinting during an event, but your muscles need the conditioning, so put a little extra effort into it. You don't need to go hard all the time, but you certainly don't want to take it easy all the time either, because then you're not getting stronger and faster. And the idea is to get to the end. And if you push yourself during practice, then you shouldn't have that much of an issue getting to the end of your event. My rule of thumb is not to exceed about 75% to 80% of the total distance in each discipline. during training. And that's not to say I'm not going to go a full 13 miles for the run ever during my training, because I will. But it will maybe only be once or twice during that 6 months that I go that far. I like to use the bike. If I'm going to do 56 on the bike, my average rides will be 40 miles. And I ride my bike to the bike shop where I'm going to meet up with the group to go riding. Not driving my bike down there gives me an extra 12 miles round trip. So it's a give me. If they're going to do 30 miles, well, I just gave myself a 42-mile ride. You know, it's little things like that that you push yourself that make the difference. I don't have any qualms with not riding my bike down there, but I can't remember the last time I drove my bike down to the bike shop to ride with the groups. I don't do it. But that's not to say that people that do are, any less or better than me. It just means that that's how I do it. With the swim, typically, your 1.2 swim, 1.2 mile swim, I'm going to be doing anywhere between 1,000 and maybe 1,600 yards, maybe, during my training sessions. Occasionally I'll get up over 2,000 to 2,500, but there's no point in beating yourself up. You're not going to last that much longer by doing that to yourself. Use the opportunity that you're there to work on stroke etiquette and posture on your bike, posture in your run, engaging your core. All the little things that make you stronger while you're doing each discipline. Focus on the little things so that when you get to the event, you don't have to think about it. You're just in go mode. Go, go, go. All you really need to worry about during the event is nutrition. And, that's a whole nother segment, but just to touch on that, my rule of thumb, every 45 minutes I pop a salt tab and maybe have a goo or some type of supplement, and I take a drink of water about every 5 minutes or so. I don't overhydrate myself, mainly because I'm concerned while I'm riding my bike, if I keep pumping all that water in, then I'm going to cramp up while I'm running and get the stitch in the side. But so far so good. I've had pretty good luck with that. And if you stay hydrated, you have less chance of cramping. The salt tabs certainly help with that. And you don't want to bonk, so being on top of getting calories in before you need them is essential. The time to have your goo or even a banana or whatever, it's too late when you're already feeling the cramps. It takes a little while for that stuff to kick in, and by the time it does, you may already be on the side trying to stretch out, and there goes your time. But, and not everybody's in it to get the fastest time ever. They're just in it to get to the finish, and that's an accomplishment in itself. Everybody sets goals, and the goal is to reach that goal. So, best of luck to you, and I hope this helps.